welcome back, dear viewers. Today we are honored to welcome a very distinguished guest in the field of aesthetics and reconstructive medicine, a European board certified plastic surgeon whose expertise combines advanced surgical skills, scientific precision, and an artistic approach to patient care. With extensive international training and a commitment to the highest European medical standards, our guest has helped countless patients achieve natural, safe, and confidence-enhancing results. In a time when cosmetic procedures are becoming more visible and widely discussed, their work plays an important role in promoting ethical practice, patient education, and realistic expectations within the world of plastic surgery. With that being said, please join us as we explore the science, innovation, and human stories behind modern plastic surgery and gain valuable insights from one of the leading specialists in the field. We are pleased to have with us today Dr. Ahmed Elhanafi, European Board Certified Plastic Surgeon. Thank you for being our guest.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, I did mention in the beginning, with that introduction, European Certified Plastic, in the board. So could you tell the audience who are among us watching, what does it mean exactly to be a certified, especially within the European board?
First, thank you for having me today. Generally speaking, a board certified surgeon means that surgeon is examined by a board of highly specialized surgeons that after reviewing his experience and skills and knowledge, grant him a fellowship of this board that ensure that he's on the biggest standard or the high standard of practice.
MashaAllah. And so how would this certification, reflect on your level of training expertise, right? In comparison to the regular kind of boards?
Yeah, a certification is a guarantee for the patients that the surgeon had proper training and proper medical knowledge.
And also, speaking about plastic surgery in general, we've seen that worldwide it has caught a lot of attention. Now it's gaining a lot of momentum. So what do you think is, the reason why a lot of people shifted momentum toward accepting plastic surgery now as opposed to before?
Actually, the search of enhancing the appearance is noted even in the heritage of old civilizations. It's not new. It's not a new thing that people is searching for enhancing their appearance. But nowadays there is a social media. Social media is delivering knowledge and awareness to people that they give them a solution for their cosmetic problems. Also, the advancement on the techniques and the tools that we use in plastic surgery has encouraged people to do more plastic surgery because now surgery becomes easier, becomes safer, and the downtime even becomes less than before.
Yeah.
All that encourage people to do plastic surgery.
It is, and I love how plastic surgery, can be life-changing moment for a lot of people. Because I know for a lot of people, my family members who have done a lot of surgeries, their happiness levels, their joy levels, their confidence levels, the amount of, confidence they feel when they go out in the world changes, it's night and day. So I think that social media, that could be a positive side of things, that it made plastic surgery acceptable for a lot of people, that because it changes a lot of people's life and it changes people's life to the good.
Yeah, of course. If plastic surgery is done properly for a proper patient, it will change his life positively.
Yeah.
But sometimes if we do a plastic surgery procedures or surgery for a patient or somebody who doesn't need this surgery, and this is the pressure of social media. And sometimes social media is misleading for the patients.
Yeah.
Sometimes it becomes a disaster, So patients should have a proper knowledge of what they're gonna do before they even decide to do it.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a lot of, especially with young, people who are following trends, whatever, they see the newest surgery on a celebrity, they're like, okay, I got to do that. And then they go, doctor, please let me do this and that.
Yeah. Trends are a crisis of plastic surgery, actually. Yeah. because trends sometimes is addressing one feature. For example, for the nose, all patients need this type of nose of this celebrity or that blogger. And sometimes it's not suitable for them.
Yeah.
I always give the example for the patient. The headlight of the car. If we bring a big car, and a sporty car, and take this headlight and put it here, and vice versa. the shape will never be good.
It's not going to be good. Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody has his own identity, his own proper unique features. Not everything that's not every trend suitable for everybody.
Yeah.
So I encourage people to not to follow trends.
And now, speaking about people following trends, we've seen a lot of trends where people go taking the extra steps or going way beyond, what plastic surgery is meant to do. So, as your role as a surgeon, plastic surgeon, how do you balance aesthetics with, maintaining natural looks within patients whenever they come to you? Like, how do you find that key balance?
Yeah, as I said, not everything is suitable for everybody. So, when we deal with the feature, when we deal with the nose or lips or whatever, or even a part in the body, we should consider the whole picture of the person, the whole features of the face, not only this. And this is the problem in social media because of some legal problems. When we do before and after, we cover all the face and only show the nose.
Yeah.
So you can, yeah, and sometimes the nose becomes much better, but for the whole picture, no, it's not.
It
better.
doesn't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't fit the whole face features.
Yeah.
So it needs an artistic eye of the surgeon. A surgeon, as we was speaking for now, a plastic surgeon should have an artistic eye. He should consider all the features altogether.
Now, talking about being in the role of plastic surgeon, taking all things into consideration. Now, I'm sure you've had so many first consultations with a lot of patients. What would you say are one of the biggest misconceptions people have about plastic surgery, especially when they come to you the first time?
That's a very good question. Patients sometimes feel that plastic surgeon is a magician. He can turn anything to anything. No, there is a limitations in plastic surgery. Yes, we can do a lot now. And every day there is evolving of techniques and procedures and implants and everything. But still there is limitations in doing plastic surgery. The limitation is sometimes the bony structure of the patient, the bony structure of the face, the nature of the skin, the nature of the other tissues. So sometimes the patients give you a picture and I want to be like that picture. Yeah, no, it can't be. And because of social media now, there is sometimes a misleading pictures of before and after that is manipulated, okay, and that give the patient high expectations and tell them untrue about plastic surgery.
Yeah.
That we can do anything. We can change from that to that,
Now, when a patient comes to you with those expectations, how do you manage those and bring them down to a realistic level? Like, patients come to you with a celebrity who's way overboard in terms of plastic surgery, or they're asking for something that's not okay with their bone type of structure. How do you manage their expectations?
This is one of the toughest situations that we met in
dealing
clinics.
with people.
Yeah, because sometimes you're fighting a lot of unhealthy or bad inputs through the social media into the brain of the patient. The patient is preoccupied with some ideas, and you just suddenly tell him that no, it's not true. Okay, you have to be scientific. I have to take it step by step to the patient, and also there's something called we call it a hidden agenda for these expectations. The expectations not only about the high expectations of the shape, sometimes high expectation of the reward of the surgery. Some patient is relating their aesthetic problem or cosmetic problem with some other social problem, you know. And the plastic surgeon should search for this, what we call it hidden agenda for the patient. Because if the patient comes for this another complaint that's hidden from you, that she wants to be married or he wants to have a job or something like this. So if you do a proper surgery for him and the surgery is 100% successful, sometimes the patient is waiting to solve his social problem, and after this he becomes frustrated because I didn't have a job, I didn't marry, That's a good point, that the surgeon should search for this, and if you find the hidden agenda, you should discuss this with the patient frankly. Plastic surgery will change your appearance, will promote your appearance, will promote your confidence,
Yeah.
but it will never solve a social problems. No.
Oh, okay, I got it. So you're saying that for a lot of people, they think, if they have a problem at work, if they're not finding, if they're not finding tarqiyya, I forgot the word in English.
Yeah, promotion.
The promotion, yeah.
Or having room, or having,
So they associate that with the plastic surgery. So that when they take it and nothing happens, their confidence level goes down.
We're studying this even in our literature in plastic surgery.
Yeah.
We're studying how to find this hidden agenda.
Oh, mashallah.
Okay, how to find that the patient is not seeking a cosmetic problem, he's seeking a social problem.
Yeah.
And sometimes even here nowadays in propaganda or advertisement campaign, they are playing on this, and this is not ethical.
Yeah.
Okay, don't tell the patient that when you do this, your nose, your life will change.
Yeah.
100%. Everything will be good for you. You have a job, you'll have a groom, or no, it's not like this.
Yeah.
You have to address this problem before going on surgery.
And also, I'm really happy that you said that, because even though I advocate a lot for plastic surgery, and I think that, if a person feels they can enhance something within them, that's their own right, the marketing that plastic surgery does is, in my opinion, affects the plastic surgery itself negatively. Because a lot of time we've seen the marketing for plastic surgery, making old people feel bad about themselves, when that shouldn't be the case. I was seeing one on the road from Basila. I'm not going to mention names, but they were like, "Do you hate growing older? Let us make you look younger." Something like that.
Yeah, in another country, I saw an advertisement, pictures. He said, instead of having another life, fix your current life. It's current wife. No, it's a disaster really, because we are not, as a doctor, not our job just to make the people aware of these problems.
Yeah.
We should have offer them a solution for their problems. But even if I have a patient, and this patient came to me for tummy tuck or something like in her body, and I saw her nose needs a surgery.
Yeah.
But she's happy with her nose. I shouldn't tell her that your nose needs a surgery.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as she's not aware of her problems, okay? Because sometimes the patient is satisfied with his appearance.
Yeah.
You shouldn't raise a problem for the patient. You should offer a solution for them.
And I think, from talking about your profession, it seems that you are dealing with the mental side of patients, equally as the physical side of patients.
Yeah, of course.
So do you find the balance between, trying to maintain a very healthy mental aspect within the patient and then with how they look? Like, do you find it hard to make people okay mentally with the way they look, the way they perceive? Or is that a daily to-day kind of battle?
Yeah. As told, there's also another entity called body dysmorphic syndrome.
Okay.
That sometimes patients have a very, very small problem in her or his appearance, but his mind is augmenting this problem. Okay, you have to fix all this problem before you going on the procedure or surgery. You have to address this, because sometimes in some patients you have to send them for psychologists first. I just sometimes make a joke for the patient. I tell him, your problem is not here, your problem is here. Sometimes some patients come to me and tell me that this ear is like 2 degrees outer than this one. He will never be satisfied with surgery, because we're not dealing with wood or with iron. We're dealing with biological tissues that even change with time.
It is. And you reminded me of something when you would say, you were joking saying, for the patient, problems there. I used to watch a show within America. It's called Botched.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if you know it or not. It's where these 2 doctors, plastic surgeons from Beverly Hills, they have patients who come in who have bad, plastic surgery, And I would say 90% of the entire episodes, they usually return the patients because they're like, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need this, you don't need that.
Yeah,
you know,
of course.
it's a constant balance where you're like, okay, you look good as it is, you don't need to do the extra things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are plastic surgeon. We shouldn't follow the patients.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should guide the patient.
Yeah.
You know, so some surgeons sometimes, whenever the patient asks, they do it for him. This is also the cause of unsatisfaction after surgery, because sometimes patient doesn't know. He's just follow trends, as we know. He should follow his friends or neighbors, and the main job for the plastic surgeon is to guide the patient. Okay, to tell him what to do and what not to do.
Yeah, and also I'm glad that now social media have given you the platform. You know, a lot of people the credits now, so now you can talk. You know, because sometimes we see a lot of people, especially celebrities, influencers, who are, you know, behind the lines trying to promote a product. They tell people do this and that, and all of that is not healthy. Just promote a product, product. But then the platform also gives you the room to be, no, wait, whatever that person's saying, it's not working. I know my field, listen to this and that. So this is why I like social media, is that it gives both sides now the opportunity to correct the other one.
Yeah, but sometimes the misleading is
way
higher.
over.
Yeah. It's more powerful, because when you give the patients high expectations and you promise them with something good, human being tends to believe this.
Yeah.
Okay. Tends to believe things that's easier. Everybody wants to be rich easily, wants to be educated easily.
The shortcuts.
The shortcuts. Yeah. And there's no shortcuts in life.
And also, because we are running out of time, I do want to leave you with one last question, is that for first comers, for people who are looking for plastic surgery, what are the things that they can do to make life easier for you as the physician in the equation?
First of all, the patient should learn from trusted sources, should be educated and should think, have a time to think about the procedures they want to do. A proper search for the doctor. The doctor is not only pictures of before and after, because 95% of this picture is manipulated on social media, and they should ask about the doctor, check his reputation on her neighborhood or the relatives and people around her.
So just make sure to do your due diligence.
Yeah,
be thorough with everything.
Yeah.
Now, I do want to thank you again for dedicating the time out of your day, for joining us on Good Morning Kuwait. This was extremely entertaining. I could have listened to this for hours.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for the audience.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, thank you again to viewers, but also thank you for our guest, Dr. Ahmed Elhanafi, European Board Certified Plastic Surgeon. We are going to take a break, so stay tuned with us.